Yo, 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 yo. Hey, this your boy Black Truth. As you guys know, I've been following that Tamia Taylor case out there in Memphis. What I'm about to do now, I'm gonna show you guys um, the potential footsteps of where Tamia Taylor could have walked out in Memphis down near the riverboat, near the river walk, that is. So let me show you guys this right now. And I also have some live footage. We're gonna go, initially, we're gonna go on we're gonna go through the maps. And then once we leave the maps, we're going to go to the live footage that I have for y'all. Give me a second. Hey, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel too. Hit the like button, please. And share the screen. Okay, I'm sorry, I got to go back to it. Give me a second. All right, now I'm about to share my screen with you guys so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. All right, so this is the riverboat that I was talking to you guys about area through the maps. Let's look at the street view. Now let's look at the satellite. All right, here we go. So it's the Queen, Memphis Queen line. So basically this is the river right here. That's the river. Seeing a big view of it. And so we're gonna zoom in. It's the Memphis riverboat right here, the river walk. It's called River Drive. And this is the Memphis Queen line. Okay. So this is the actual riverboat here that the group was on, the Queen Riverboat. So as you guys can see, the distance traveled that one would have to walk to get loaded upon this riverboat. So as you can see, it will walk over the water, then come over here to the riverboat. Obviously, the riverboat is right in this area, if you can see my cursor. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna follow to where they would have been parked. Now, parking is not as close to the bank as you would think. Parking is a little bit further out, as you can see. It seems like they're doing some construction in this area. So they're not letting people park right down here. Potentially they're getting this ready for parking, but this is not where they actually parked at. So they would have to come follow this path. If you follow this path up where it says Cobblestone Landing, and you'd have to come up around this way, leading out, if you can see my cursor, and you see Riverside Drive. So you'd have to follow this narrow path up here to Riverside Drive. Once you get on Riverside Drive, you would make a right. And once you make that right coming down Riverside Drive, You'll then come over and find your parking. So to the right here where you see the trees, that's a group of parking. Coming on down, you'll see more parking right here where it says Wagner Place, Wagner Place. There's some parking. You see some more parking where it says Wagner Place. You see people are parking on the side on Gayoso Avenue. And then when you come up here on Wagner Place as well, right here, you see a host of parking right in this area. So that's where the parking lot is in comparison to where the riverboat is. As I come down, you can still see all the parking on Wagner. You see all the parking right in here, all the parking. So that's how far that they would have walked, that they walked to get to the riverboat. Coming back up, come all the way down. They will come around, cross over the Riverside Drive at the light. Then they will come down, make a left, come down, then make that right onto Cobblestone Landing. And then they will come on over, cross over the water, and hop on the Queen Riverboat. Now, as I showed you guys earlier in the video, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check it out. Check my live out, or actually, it was a short. But over in this area is where I showed you that the cameras were. That should have caught everything. And lo and behold, this is a camera. This is a camera here that should have caught something. Seems as if they have cameras. I can't make out if this is a camera, but I'm sure right here is a camera. If you can see my cursor. I can't zoom anymore. Won't let me zoom. Let's see. Sorry. Right. Let us get any closer. They won't let me get any closer, but clearly right here, you can see that there's a camera right here. And if you come back out, that camera is clearly facing the riverboat. As you can see, the camera is clearly facing the riverboat. So again, the question is, if Tamia Taylor got off that boat, they should definitely have some type of video showing that Tamia Taylor actually got off that boat. Let's go over here and see if we can see any cameras. I'm not sure if this is a camera here. Let's see. If you can see any more cameras. I'm not sure any cameras over here, but I can clearly, again, make out from my video that I showed you earlier that this over here is definitely a camera. This is a camera right here that's sitting in the middle of the kind of diamond shape in the grass. This white thing, you can see the shadow on the ground. That is clearly a camera that's facing the riverboat. So again, if Tamia Taylor got off that boat, as people are saying that she allegedly did, allegedly, when you use that term loosely, allegedly, then this camera would have caught it. This camera would have caught it. So again, this is a feed from the Memphis riverboat area from Google off Riverside Drive. And I just want to give you guys images so you can put it together in your own mind to see what is actually happening down there. Let me see if I see any more cameras. Just for my own benefit. Let me see if they would have any more cameras. On the street. Because they do have, I don't know if a lot of cities have this, but they do have the Bluebird like cameras. I think they're called the Bluebird, where they're like on each corner. They're on different corners. To where, you know, the law enforcement, they make sure that they keep this area in certain areas watched at all times. So I don't see any more up and down the street. So let's see. Maybe that could be one at the light right there on the corner. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but I'm not sure. But again, this is Riverside Drive out in Memphis, where Tamia Taylor walked before she ended up missing. This is where she walked to get onto the Queen Riverboat. And she would have to walk this long path here. And this would be the parking. Again, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but this would be the parking down on Wagner Place. That would be the parking. Now, let me see. Before I go into my live video, I want to see something else. Do they have any cameras over here? Let me see. Can't make any out. Again, this will be the parking that people will park down on Wagner Place. And all this alongside Wagner Place, if they were going out to the Queen Riverboat. All right, so let me take you guys to this live video that's going to walk the footpath that Tamia Taylor walked, getting on and allegedly getting off the Queen Riverboat. So let me show this to you guys. Again, this is the path that she definitely took getting on, and allegedly that she took getting off the riverboat. As you guys know, I interviewed the guy Jay Munn. He gave us some good information in my last video. And it's unfortunate that they're trying to accuse this man of whatever they're trying to accuse him with. Seems like a good brother, but it's totally unfortunate. And I hope that he can prove himself innocent in that situation, in which I know he will, because he didn't have anything to do with it. So let's get to her first path that she took.
All right, we go to.
If you guys can see this, let me see. But I'm gonna show it anyway.
Ramp that it come up, and the fence right there. When I pulled up and picked up the first group.
So let me go back. So as you guys can see, that's what I just showed you from the aerial view. And if you look beyond the riverboat, you'll see that that's where the camera was over there, pointing over towards the riverboat. So that's where the cameras are. And you probably can see it in the air right there. But again, this is a video and it's from the distance, so I don't want to just make something up. But as you can see, as I told you guys, that's the riverboat right there. You see the white, you see the two boats, one facing to the left and one pointing straight. Then they would have to come up this ramp, past this white truck, past this red truck, walk upside this ramp, and then I'll show you the rest right here.
All right, we go to the boat. That's the ramp that it come up, and the fence right there. When I pulled up and picked up the first group, this right here, where that red car is, that's where the four people were standing when the two girls was leaning on each other.
So again, he just told you over by the car is where he picked the first group at. He picked them up right there over by the car. And he said over by the red car is where he saw the group that was leaning on each other. It was four people, one guy, three girls, and they all were leaning on each other. That's how he explained it to me when I did the interview with him. He said it was almost like a military formation that they all had to hold each other up because they were all so intoxicated. And so as they was walking, he said that they all were leaning on each other, trying to hold each other up. He also said that the first group, because remind you, I'm gonna play it again, but he said the first group were a group of people he picked up, and then someone in that group paid for this second group. So he was saying that they got paid. Well, they paid for the second group to get taken to their car. But as you're going to hear in the video, when he comes back, he's going to say that they didn't actually want the ride. They all decided to just walk. Let's go back and start this over.
All right, we go to the boat. That's the ramp that it come up, and the fence right there. When I pulled up and picked up the first group, this right here, where that red car is, that's where the four people were standing when the two girls was leaning on each other.
So again, that's where the four people were standing when the girls were leaning on each other. And that's the group that's allegedly Tamia Taylor's group, the guy and the three girls. Tamia Taylor allegedly being one of them.
Hey, and then I basically came up this way, this little path right here. All right, we go to the boat. That's the ramp that it come up, and the fence right there. When I pulled up and picked up the first group, this right here, where that red car is, that's where the four people were standing when the two girls was leaning on each other. All right, and then I basically came up this way, this little path right here.
Okay. All right, so now let me go and show you the next view, the live view. Because I have a few different angles.
All right, on the way back, I'm coming from this direction here toward the Bass Pro Shop. And then I come down this street. And then I would have turned in here, but I didn't see the people. So then once I seen the people, I came out. And they were walking on this part. Never got to see nobody.
Okay, so let's play that again.
All right, way back, I'm coming from this direction here toward the Bass Pro Shop.
So this is him after dropping that first group off I was just telling you guys about. He dropped off the first group, and he was already paid for the next group, which were allegedly Tamia Taylor's group. And so he was on his way back, coming from the area where the Bass Pro Shop is.
And then I come down this street. And then I would have turned in here.
He turned in there. And as you guys can see, this is what I just showed you. That's where he came from after he picked up the first group.
But I didn't see the people. So then once I seen the people, I came out. And they were walking on this part.
And so basically, again, like I said, he left, he took the first group, then he came back to get the second group, again, that were already paid for by the first group. They had already paid for him. I don't know if they knew each other, I don't know. And he didn't see him standing by the red car anymore like he saw him initially, leaning on each other. They all decided to go ahead and walk. And now again, if you didn't watch my first video, the guy who I'm talking about is the guy who did the interview with the local news, who had the golf cart, and that's what he does. He brings his golf cart downtown, and he drives people back and forth from the riverboat to their cars. Because as I just showed you, the cars are quite a while ways away. And so if you're drinking, you know, it just makes sense if somebody could get you to your car. You know, you done had a good night. It just makes sense. I mean, if I was there, and I had been drinking pretty good on the riverboat, having a good time, and it was available for me, it just makes sense that I would hop in it and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let me show you the next video.
And that night, it's no.
Get back to it.
The food truck from about this from here to here. So they had to walk past the food truck and the people, whoever there was, and they were walking this way.
Okay. Now, as he said, there was a food truck there. Because again, I got to keep you guys speed on it. He had already dropped the group off. He came back. He saw that the second group wasn't where they were supposed to be. They were walking. And so now he's taking us along the path that I showed you guys earlier to get back to the cars. He's walking that path because that's the path that they were walking to get back to their car, passing the food truck. And then you would think the food truck was right there. But again, if people are moving, it's late at night, you know, it's like hard to see. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep your eye on someone that you don't even know you're supposed to be looking at. So
when I seen them, when I caught up with them, I had just crossed over this bump right here, and they were about where that detour sign where it say Monroe. And I asked them, you know, did they still need a ride? They told me, we good, we straight. That's what the guy told me. And from that point, I turned around and skeeted off.
boom. And that's what happened. That's his recollection. This is what he told the news. And as he stated to me, that the news kind of spliced up his video a little bit. They didn't put out all the information correctly like they should have. But he told me this story before he actually took me on his journey and showed me, you know, the path. But he told me exactly what he's displaying now in the video of what happened. And so, yeah, that's the end of that one. And now let me play this again, and then I'm gonna show you guys.
And that night, it's normally a food truck from about just from here to here. So they had to walk past the food truck and the people, whoever there was, and they were walking this way. And when I seen them, when I caught up with them, I had just crossed over this bump right here, and they were about where that detour sign where it say Monroe. And I asked them, you know, did they still need a ride? They told me, we good, we straight, we straight. That's what the guy told me. And from that point, I turned around and skeeted off.
Turned around and skeeted off. I mean, he turned around and left, you guys. All right, so let me show you this last video that I have to get real quick. Well, no, that was it. That was it. I don't have any more videos. I thought I had another one, but I don't. Because I showed you that other video on my short. So if you don't want to know the video I'm talking about, go to my shorts on this channel. My last short that I uploaded, and it was a video of the camera. And the camera was facing the riverboat. And I just showed you guys again, the beginning of this video showed you where the camera was facing the riverboat area. So you would assume and you would think that if the camera was pointing directly over there at the riverboat, it should have captured something. You know, you would think that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We're on it. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to get to it. We're trying to get all the information that I can to bring to you guys. And until this girl gets some type of justice, until Tamia Taylor gets some type of justice, I'm going to follow this case, and I'm going to keep you guys abreast of what's going on. So thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. I ask you again to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I thank you guys for just being a part of this journey with me. Because at the end of the day, justice is for everyone. I mean, I don't know Tamia Taylor, but I have a young daughter. I have a 21-year-old. And if I could do anything to help find or bring some type of clarity and closure to the family, then I'll do what I do. And I would hope that everyone would. We got to protect our women. We got to protect our children in general. But again, like I was telling you before, this happens a lot in our young women. They just come up missing from state to state, city to city. So again, this is your boy Black Truth, where I'm trying to bring you guys some truth. And I'm signing out for now. I'll be back soon. Thanks. Peace.